Now, I had a friend who told me years ago, like 3 years ago, we were literally having dinner. He said, man, I've seen the craziest game, bro. He goes, one time I was chilling and I got a call that Puff wanted me to come over. This is all allegedly. He says 3 years ago, wanted me to come over, pull up. I pulled up and yo, he wanted me to like play with Cassie's seeing this, that, this, and this.
Jason Lee has finally pulled back the curtain on a secret Stevie J allegedly kept about Diddy, one that stretches back to Jason's own time at Revolt TV, when he was still attending Diddy's lavish birthday parties and moving freely within that powerful inner circle. But the most important part of the story doesn't start with lawsuits or federal raids. It begins 3 years earlier, long before the public narrative shifted. Jason recalls sitting at an upscale dinner in New York when an acquaintance of his, a male model, stopped by their table and shared something disturbing. According to the model, Diddy had invited him over and orchestrated a situation involving his then-girlfriend, Cassie. The encounter, he claimed, was filmed. The story was dark, shocking, and deeply unsettling. Now pause and imagine that moment. A close acquaintance tells you something that's serious, something that heavy. What do you do with it? Jason did nothing. He brushed it aside, convincing himself the story wasn't credible. Maybe the guy was lying. Maybe he was exaggerating. Maybe he wanted attention or clout. And at the time, that disbelief felt justified. Diddy's world was polished, powerful, and protected. The image was too clean, the influence too strong, for accusations like that to feel believable. But time has a way of catching up with denial. In November 2023, Cassie filed a devastating lawsuit that laid out years of alleged abuse in chilling detail. By March 2024, federal agents raided Diddy's mansions in Los Angeles and Miami, arriving with guns and tactical gear. Then came the hotel surveillance footage, Diddy in only a towel, chasing Cassie down a hallway, throwing her to the ground and kicking her.
Let me just set the scene. His kids and family, mom and everybody is sitting in the courtroom as people were talking about how they got peed on. Despite Daniel's claims, Cassie later detested the urination acts, testifying, I didn't want it. It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it. It was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being urinated on by two men. Now, she alleged...
For Jason Lee, that video changed everything. It was undeniable proof, the missing piece that unlocked years of whispers he'd heard but never fully believed. In that moment, the shocking story from that dinner 3 years earlier no longer sounded far-fetched. It sounded true. Realizing his mistake, Jason tracked down the model he had dismissed and apologized, admitting he was wrong for not listening when it mattered most.
Allegedly, but at the time when he said it, I really thought he was just crazy being a clout chaser.
That's his thing,
and
though.
then full circle, I had to call him. I went back to New York for something. I pulled up on him and I said, I'm sorry. Because what he said lined up.
That apology mattered more than people realize, because it hinted at something much deeper. What many now believe is the real reason Stevie J remains fiercely loyal to Diddy. It isn't just friendship, it's a code. Think of it like the no snitching rule from the streets, but elevated to the elite circles Diddy moves in. In those spaces, it's allegedly known as the silent code. See nothing, hear nothing, say nothing. Among the ultra-wealthy and powerful, silence isn't just expected, it's enforced. And once Jason began to understand that, everything shifted. From that point on, word is he stopped passively hearing stories and started actively hunting for the truth. As he dug deeper, one name kept resurfacing, not because the person talked too much, but because they barely talked at all. Every word was measured, every public statement carefully controlled. That name was Stevie J, Diddy's oldest friend, his most trusted ally, his loyal soldier. And from everything we've seen, Stevie J isn't just standing beside Diddy, he's ride or die.
I don't know whatever someone does in their bedroom, that's what they do. I don't got nothing to do with that. I'm just here to say that I've never seen my man doing anything foul like they talking about.
None of it. All of it. I mean,
I've never seen it. I've known him for 29 years.
Down here at Pura Vida by my pad, right into the man right here. What's up? Miami's like that. Yeah. It's a movie.
To truly understand Stevie J and why his loyalty runs bone deep, you only need to hear the excuse he made for Diddy after that disturbing Cassie video surfaced. Even as Diddy faced arrest on serious federal charges, Stevie J remained firmly by his side.
You talked about this. You said that Diddy was on a lot of when this happened.
I kind of figured that based off just him having conversations with me about the whole scenario of what went down.
Well, you said when you saw the video, after I saw the video, I went and saw him in Miami. We had a conversation. I let him know how affected you were by that. You know, I didn't know he had that in him.
The first question anyone should ask is simple. Why would he do that? Why stand by a man the entire world seems to be turning against? One answer lies in their history. For Stevie J, that history is everything. Stevie J is the musical mastermind behind countless bad boy hits. From Puff Daddy's early albums to classic records for the notorious B.I.G. and Faith Evans, his fingerprints are all over the sound that defined an era. From the very beginning, Diddy made the roles clear. I'll be the plug, the connections, the power, you be the music. That arrangement has held for more than 30 years. Stevie creates the art. Diddy builds the empire and controls the money. Over time, Stevie's career, his income, and even his identity became deeply tied to Diddy. Walking away wouldn't just mean losing a friend. It would mean unraveling the foundation of his entire life.
Because, like I said earlier, that's all I know is a dude who's introducing me to all, you know how many artists you named? He introducing me to all that, like, yo, we gonna be getting busy. We on private jets flying and working with different artists. From Mariah to Big to Jay to Beyonce, we just flying around working, and I didn't see that. So when I saw that video, I was as shocked as you were.
Jason Lee isn't speculating about how this world operates. He lived inside it. He's told stories straight from behind the castle walls, and one of the most unsettling came from a night at Diddy's own house. Jason was there as a guest and casually thought, let me get a photo at a harmless request, right? But Diddy snapped. He got inches from Jason's face and issued a chilling warning. Don't try anything funny with me, or it'll be a problem.
You know, he said some off-the-wall shit at his house. That was a threat, but it wasn't like a threat that I thought at the time, like he's gonna carry out and do something. He just basically, you know, he had a little too much to drink, and I think he, you know, I was taking a picture in his house, and I said, you want to get in the picture? And he walked up and he just said, you know, don't try no funny with me, because I'm...
In Diddy's defense, Jason says he was drunk that night, but the threat itself was very real. It revealed something deeper, an intense paranoia. Diddy was allegedly terrified of cameras, phones, or anything he didn't personally control. He didn't want proof of anything leaving his house, ever, and that need for control went far beyond one moment. According to Jason, it shaped the entire environment around Diddy and affected everyone who entered his world, even the biggest stars. At Diddy's most exclusive, high-profile parties, there was one strict, non-negotiable rule: no outside security. Think about that for a second. Guests reportedly included people like Beyonce and Jay-Z, artists who travel everywhere with full-time security teams. Yet at Diddy's door, even they had to leave their protection outside. You entered alone. Once inside, you were under Diddy's rules, surrounded only by his people, protected only by his system. That's not just a party policy. That's a power move. It strips everyone else of control while giving him total dominance over the space. It makes guests more vulnerable and him untouchable. That is the world Stevie J didn't just exist in. He allegedly helped protect it for more than 30 years. And Stevie has admitted he's seen the darker side. He spoke about meeting Diddy after the Cassie Hotel video surfaced, saying Diddy was crushed and deeply hurt. But the words matter. Hurt about what exactly? Hurt because he attacked Cassie? Hurt because the world saw it? Or hurt because he finally got caught? Only Diddy knows the real answer, but none of those questions fully explain why Stevie J remains so loyal. To understand that, you have to look somewhere else. At a lawsuit that made massive noise and then seemed to disappear just as fast. The Lil Rod lawsuit, filed by music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones.
Listen, Diddy's producer Lil Rod, who said he would fall asleep or be drugged and then wake up sore.
In February 2024, music producer Rodney Lil Rod Jones filed a federal lawsuit against Sean Diddy Combs. Jones had worked closely with Diddy on the Love album, Off the Grid, and claimed he spent more than a year in Diddy's orbit, living with him, traveling between properties in New York, Miami, and Los Angeles, and even staying aboard a yacht. I end the lawsuit. Jones alleged that Diddy abused his power and pushed him into situations that went far beyond normal producer responsibilities. He claimed Diddy pressured him to hire sex workers and participate in activities he was deeply uncomfortable with while on Diddy's property. According to Jones, these demands were framed as expectations tied to access, opportunity, and career advancement. What made the lawsuit especially explosive wasn't just the allegations against Diddy himself, but the scope of the people named. Jones identified multiple members of Diddy's inner circle and operations, including Diddy's son, Justin Dior Combs, as well as individuals connected to his studios and entourage. Among them, Stevie J. One of the most disturbing claims in the complaint alleged that Diddy attempted to groom Jones into engaging in sexual activity with fellow producer Stevie J, allegedly dangling career rewards if he complied. These allegations were part of a lengthy civil filing that also included claims of drug distribution on the premises and illicit conduct at private parties. While a judge later dismissed several portions of the lawsuit, including racketeering, RICO, breach of contract, and some corporate claims, the court allowed the core abuse allegations and certain trafficking-related claims to move forward. Those claims remain active and unresolved.
I haven't been charged with shit. Y'all painting this picture of me to be a monster.
Well, he has been charged.
I mean, he hasn't been
convicted.
He hasn't been convicted.
He has been charged.
All right. Yeah, he hasn't been convicted.
Correct. No, he's innocent until proven guilty.
There's still so much left to be exposed, and maybe one day Stevie J will step into the light and tell his side of the truth. But for now, the question is yours. Is Jason Lee right? Has Stevie J been hiding the truth about Diddy? Or is all of this being blown out of proportion? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Everybody, let's go.